Good morning, Otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. How is everybody doing today? Alright, you guys, well, I'd like to talk about recognizing red flags. Here's the thing about red flags. Sometimes we just need to recognize them and keep them to ourselves. But when we keep them to ourselves, we really need to take them seriously. When I say keep them to ourselves, that I'm saying that because sometimes when we tell other people about them, we tend not to take them so seriously. And sometimes when we tell other people about them, other people try to talk us out of them. Because sometimes we're talking, about these red flags to other people, and other people, are annoyed when we talk to them about these red flags. And sometimes we're talking about these other people about these red flags, and they're not experiencing these things with these other people. Alright, so they think we're exaggerating, or we're just gossiping, or we're making this up, or we have an ego, or something like that. Or they just don't want to talk about it, so they just kind of dismiss it. They kind of, or either that, or they relate to the other person more than they relate to us, so they're kind of dismissive when we try to tell them about the red flag we're having with the other person. So it sort of makes us dismiss the situation as well, thinking, well, maybe I'm imagining things. Yet every time we have the red flag with a person, we bring it up again to this other person, and they dismiss it again. They don't want to talk about it. So here's the thing. When you're having red flags with other people, you're going to just want to make a note of it. Okay? Do not ignore red flags with other people. Even if a third party tries to tell you that you are imagining it, you're not. Okay? That just means the other person is having some kind of conflicting feeling about it. They are not experiencing that particular dynamic with that other person. Okay? Or they're afraid to acknowledge it for some reason. Alright. They're afraid to agree with you for some reason. They're afraid because they're afraid you're going to involve them. Alright? Or, they're afraid to emotionally invest in the situation. They're afraid if they agree with you, they're going to see you get more upset about it. What they need to do is acknowledge your pain, acknowledge your feelings, and that sort of thing, and, validate your feelings. Yeah, that person's disrespecting you. They're doing something inappropriate. That wasn't nice what they said. They're doing something wrong, and that sort of thing. They need to acknowledge that you're not being respected, and then that person is being inappropriate. Maybe that person's out of pocket. They need to acknowledge that person's not acting right, but instead they would rather not see something unpleasant happen, so they just kind of brush you off when you bring it up. They would rather this not be happening, so they pretend it's not. I know that doesn't make any sense, but they would prefer that this not be a reality, so they're kind of in denial. Other people are in denial. This person who ended up stalking me, the other people in our lives were, I would tell them that this person was doing the things, and they really didn't want to believe it. And I would tell different people about different behaviors this person had, and they really would just go, oh, well, maybe they're this, or maybe they're that, or all the people in our lives were just sort of, just kind of, I don't want to say they were co-signing her behaviors, but they were more just kind of like explaining them away. And so when this finally happened, people who did not know her said, why didn't you get rid of her a long time ago? And people, who know her now, are just saying, wow, I didn't know she was doing that to you, and I'm sorry this is happening. I didn't know you had that dynamic going, and I didn't know it was this bad, and that sort of thing. So I'm not holding it against the people who were not taking it seriously. I think they didn't put all those things together that I was explaining, and maybe they thought I was exaggerating when I was talking about how pushy she was being and how controlling she was being, and how disrespectful of boundaries she was being, and all those things. You put them together, and it and I don't think the people were putting it together what she was doing, and I don't think they wanted to believe it, honestly. So, but what I did, I had to finally block her. Instead of complaining about a situation, you're just supposed to do something about it. Stop telling other people about it. Do something about it. Because other people, I'm sorry to say this, but other people aren't going to believe you. And I mean, that's really sad to say, but they aren't. If they know the person, they don't want to believe you. They don't want to believe that someone would be messed up like that. Because they've probably known that person as long as you have. And that person, they don't have that dynamic with that person like you do. Because for whatever reason, that person doesn't do that to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're like, why would that person do that to Juliana Angel and not be doing that to me? Well, because those kind of people don't do that to everybody. They pick just a few people to do that with. Because sometimes people will just fixate on just a few people and do that with them. They can't do that to everybody. You know what I mean? Nobody has the energy to do that to everybody. You just pick your few people and do that to them. And I'm one of them. You know what I mean? So now that person has revealed that I was not making this up the past 5 years. Was not making it up. So now people know it's not my imagination. Okay, well, I have other people in my life where I've been trying to say, hey, this person doesn't have boundaries. This person does X, Y, and Z. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm just going to let them reveal their behavior. I'm just going to not enable their behavior anymore and watch them react, because it's not going to be enabled anymore. And I'm going to stop trying to tell other people about it. What you do is you just don't let people do things anymore. You don't give them the option to do the thing anymore. You either block them, or you don't include them, or whatever. You stop trying to tell other people they're doing it. Other people are not going to believe you. Other people are not going to support it. They're just not going to. So trust your gut. That's really the take-home message that I have for you. Trust yourself when you know somebody's not acting right. The people closest to you, yeah, they should believe you, and it's messed up that they don't. But they just don't want to. They just have this conflict of interest where they don't want to believe it's really happening. They're like, that person's really being that messed up? Yes, that person's being messed up. Yes, when they said that thing, they really were trying to throw shade. Yes, when they were doing all those things, they really were trying to control the situation. They really were doing it. It's not, quit making excuses for every little thing they were doing that I was complaining about. They were doing it on purpose. Yeah, people are messed up like that, okay? They really are. Quit giving people the benefit of the doubt when they're screwing with you. Seriously. I'm a lot smarter than you think I am. I'm picking up on it. Hello. So people just, sometimes they just choose you and they want to mess with you. Okay. So you have to just know when someone's targeting you to screw with you, and just don't enable it. Okay. But don't tell other people about it. They're just not going to believe you. All right. You just make it to where the person can't do it anymore. And the world is full of difficult, toxic people. Okay. And, just make it to where they can't do it anymore. And when they're not able to do it anymore, they will tell on themselves by doing something completely stupid. And they'll embarrass themselves. And it'll just, they will have to either go get help for their behavior, or they will just have to go mess with somebody else. But just make it to where they are no longer your problem. Don't tell other people. Other people are of no help whatsoever until the person embarrasses themselves, and then everyone realizes that they should have listened to you all along. And, deep down inside, they knew you were right. So, always listen to your gut. Always listen to your gut. I mean, I had anxiety with this person for just the longest time. And people were like, no, you're imagining it. She didn't mean to do that. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, when she said that thing, she was throwing shade. When she did this, she was doing it on purpose. When she did these last 20 things that bothered me, she was doing it on purpose. Trust me. And when other people called her crazy, now I know why. Because she was doing stuff to them too. I'm not the only person she's doing stuff to, guys. I'm not the only person she's been offending. I'm sure of it. Okay? I mean, I'm not the first, I'm not the last. Seriously. I'm just the person that said something about it. And I'm just somebody you chose not to believe. But I'm going to talk about it on my show. So, otherworldlies, you just run a little tally in your head. When someone does something messed up, just put a little mark, and keep putting little marks. And notice running a tally in your head wow, this person sure does a lot of messed up things. I don't think it's my imagination. Just stop telling other people, because they will try to talk you out of it. But you're right. It's not your imagination. Don't let it escalate to where they're sending a police officer to your house, pretending to check on you. That's really pathetic. All right, so it's not your imagination when somebody's not respecting your boundaries and they're saying weird little rude things and just always trying to control situations, and you're just getting the creeps all the time. There's a reason for it. If people are doing things, starting arguments with you for no reason, just anyone who's doing anything, do you have someone in your life where you just get a weird feeling they're trying to embarrass you on purpose all the time? It's not an accident. Are you afraid to do things with people because you're afraid they're just always going to make it about them? They're going to make it about them. Okay, you need to just not include them, because they're going to make it about them. Okay, if you have a special day that's about you and that person's going to make it about them, don't include them. Okay, we're talking about people with control issues here. You need to get all the people with control issues out of your life. Okay, they're mentally ill. All right, they don't have the empathy to care about you. Okay, and they are trying to screw with you on purpose. So they're sick. I don't know how else to put it. I don't want to say they may love you in their own way, because I don't know how people's minds like that work. They're going to create problems in your life, though. You just need to make them go away. You need to not include them, okay? They're just going to create unnecessary drama. They're going to make sure all the attention's on them. They're going to try to make you feel bad. All right. They target you because you have high self-esteem. All right. There's something about your life, or something about you, or something about you that people like that just feel like their lives are unfair. Okay, you may have higher self-esteem. You may have something they want. I don't know what it is. I have something she wants. I don't know what it is. But she just was always having to control situations. But I just think she probably does it to everybody. But I hope that this helped. You're getting these red flags from people. You're getting anxiety around people. There's a reason for it. Okay? So don't ignore that. You just need to get these people out of your lives. I don't know what to tell you about these people you can't get away from. But the people you can get away from or limit your time with, do it. Absolutely do it. Don't tell other people about it. Just do it. You don't owe other people explanations. Don't try to tell other people about it anymore, because I'm not going to. I'm just going to know it's true, and other people don't need to know, and I'm just going to live my life that way. So this has been Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. I love you all, otherworldlies, and you guys have a very blessed holiday. Bye-bye.